Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Ain Syuhadah. I will talk about the greenhouse effect that is one of the factors for climate changes in Malaysia. Let's see more about the causes and impact of climate changes and the best solution being developed in order to prevent it. Let's roll it. This situation happened in my residential area at Rawang, Selangor. As we can see, this factory is release of carbon dioxide gases into the atmosphere that caused climate changes. What is climate change? Climate change is a global phenomenon when the Earth's climate system changes, which result in the new weather patterns that remain for an extended period of time. Human activities from pollution to overpopulation are driving the Earth's temperature and fundamentally changing the world around us. The main cause is phenomenon known as the greenhouse effect. Gases in the atmosphere such as water vapor, carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and chlorofluorocarbon let the sun's light in but keep some of the heat from the escaping like the glass wall of a greenhouse. The more greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, the more heat gets trapped, strengthening the greenhouse effect and increasing the Earth's temperature. Human activities like the burning of fossil fuels have increased the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere by more than a third since Industrial Revolution. The rapid increase in a greenhouse in the atmosphere was warmed the planet at an alarming rate. While Earth's climate has flattened in the past, atmospheric carbon dioxide has not reached today's level in hundreds of thousands of years. Climate change has consequences for our ocean, our weather, and our health. For global ocean, ice sheets such as Greenland and Antarctica are melting. The extra water that was once held in the glaciers causes sea levels to rise and spill out of the ocean, flooding coastal regions. In Malaysia, climate change has resulted in flood. In 2017, flood in Kelantan causes more than 30 million ringgit in damage, while flood in Penang cost 34 million ringgit in damage. Warmer temperature also make weather more extreme. This means not only more intense major storms and floods, but also longer and more frequent droughts. In addition to creating new agricultural challenges, climate change can directly affect people's physical health. In urban areas, the warmer atmosphere creates an environment that traps and increases the amount of smoke. This is because smoke contains ozone particles which increase rapidly at higher temperature. Exposure to higher level of smoke can cause health problems such as asthma, heart disease, and lung cancer. Climate change is an important issue and reducing carbon emission is a challenge. In December 2015, world leaders convened in Paris to discuss the reduction of carbon emissions and climate change impact at United States Global Climate Conference.
There is no doubt that the global climate change agreement we seek must be part of what Paris has become.
Climate change is real. It is happening right now. It is the most urgent threat facing our entire species.
One of the ways to address climate change is to replace fossil fuels with renewable energy for electricity production. Carbon emissions from renewable energy power plants are much lower to those that run with fossil fuel. There are many lessons that can be learned from Malaysia's success with using renewable energy. Given Malaysia's tropical biodiversity, conversion of biomass to energy is a promising approach to establishing sustainable energy production.
Malaysia would also be an excellent example where there is plenty of agricultural waste And it could be a wonderful idea to try to use that waste in a way which brings a little bit of value to community, to the country, but at the same time can help us to reduce carbon dioxide emissions.
Scandinavia is a new development region that advocates low carbon emission. One of the methods is to utilize waste from the oil palm industry to generate heat and electricity. Scandinavia is easily accessible to large areas of oil palm plantation. The oil palm industry produces waste such as empty fruit bunch and palm oil mill effluent. Empty fruit bunch is the residue produced when the palm fruit is taken from a fresh fruit bunch in the initial process of palm oil production. Palm oil mill effluent is the voluminous liquid waste that comes from the sterilization and clarification process in milling oil palm. Empty fruit bunch is fed into bioexhaust plant to generate steam and electricity. Empty fruit bunch is shredded and then form a solid pellets. The pellets are used as fuels for the boiler to produce steam. The steam turbine then generate electricity. Meanwhile, the effluent is retained in an anaerobic digester to produce biogas. The gas runs the turbine to generate electricity. By utilizing waste, carbon dioxide emission can be significantly reduced and make the air in the region cleaner and healthier. Since biomass emits less carbon dioxide compared to fossil fuels, the move to clean energy could reduce the magnitude of climate change risks. Renewable energy is the way forward to a wonderful, more sustainable world. We could get a few ways of climate change goals with no technologies. Restoring the world's ecosystem could make it happen. The Earth knows how to regulate itself. Here is two strategies that can have a big impact. Restoring forests. Trees breathe in carbon and store it safely away where it can't hit the earth. All forests are invaluable. Their strength and size allow them withstand wildfire and other climate-fueled disasters. We need to stop large-scale deforestation caused by large-scale cattle ranching and commercial timber, and bring this land back to their natural state before it's too late. Rebuilding coastal habitats. Up to 67% mangroves, 35% of marshes, and 30% of seagrass have already been lost. If we continue on this path, we will lose up to 40% more marshes and seagrass, and mangrove could be completely wiped out in just 100 years. Though only a tiny ribbon of land, coastal habitats secure carbon 40 times faster than tropical forests. That's because they are storing carbon in the soil several meter deep and thousands of years old. When its same coastal ecosystem is drained or destroyed, the sediments layer below release the carbon from centuries past. We have to do both. To fully solve this problem, humanity should give attention to nature as the forgotten solution. To combat those problems, let us all do our part in helping to reduce the problems of climate crisis. We need to end the illegal logging activities, reduce the emission of carbon dioxide gases, use renewable energy to save our Earth. While climate is changing the world and humans are responsible for it, let's act now together. We can stop climate disaster.